Hey there everybody, welcome back to Life in the Higham House. Jay here, and we get another DIY project for you. Now, I don't know about you, but we have a lot of hats in our family. We have 4 boys, and then Brea and Amy and myself. That's a lot of people, and we like hats. Generally, we are wearing hats just about anywhere we go because, I don't know, we just like hats, I guess. But we have a lot of hats. But as you can see behind me, here's just a few of the hats that I have. I've got hats on my dresser, I've got hats hanging on the wall, I got hats in the garage, I got hats in our entryway, and I've got hats in the truck. And here's the thing, with that many hats, the question is, what do you do with them? Why do you have so many? And what do you do with the amount of hats that you have? Now, here's why I have a lot of hats. I've got no hair. And no hair when you go outside means you burn much faster than people who have hair. And so a number of years ago, I just made a point to make sure when I went outside, I cover my head. And that kind of led to getting different hats so that I could wear them outside. And, you know, if I was wearing a particular color shirt or a particular color jacket, I would get a hat to try to match that particular color. And that's all well and good, but after the years, this is what you've gotten. I've gotten a lot of hats. And you can imagine, I've gotten rid of a lot of hats too, because they get sweaty and gross, or they get wet, or they just get old and fall apart. And so I've gotten rid of a ton of hats. But I've been looking for a way to store my hats and make them so they look nice. And my first idea was to do this, to get some of those 3M no harm hooks and create kind of a collage of my hats. And it was good when I had just a couple hats hanging up on the sidewall. But I had to move to this part of the wall and put more hats up on there. And now as I'm looking at it, and as Amy is looking at it, and as we are thinking about redoing our bedroom, this doesn't work anymore. And so I wanted to find a better way to store my hats in the meantime, before we do all of the, you know, repaint and remodel, refresh of our master bedroom. So I got online and went to Amazon and started looking for hat storage devices. So let me show you what I found. So first off, I found a bunch of different ways that you can store your hats. Everywhere from hat boxes to things that you hang in your closet that go all the way down to the floor, and you can put your hats in there, kind of like a shoe rack. I found things that you hang behind a door or on a door, and you can store all the hats on there so they're easy to see. But all those things, all well and good, I don't have the space to hang something like that in my closet, or do I have the space where I have a door free that I want to put a bunch of hats on the back of the door? We're trying to like clean up the mess a little bit, and so I had to keep looking. And so I found these little hooks. Actually, they're not very little. They're quite large, if you can see them there. But what they are is they come with an adhesive back. You pull off the backing and you stick it to the wall, and then they have this hook that comes up, and you stack your hats on the hook. And so it would look something like this. And then you can just kind of load up your hats on the hook. And then it would hang on the wall, something like this. And instead of having all of my hats all over the wall, I would have just a couple hooks and would just have all my hats on the hook. And I'm thinking that might be a good solution for the time being until we do the bedroom refresh and think of a better way to storage or find a better way to store all of my hats. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put these up. We're going to see how they go, whether or not we like them, and I'll give you a link in the description, and we'll talk about, do we like these or do we not like these? Now, there are 2 options for hanging these things. They can go on the wall like this, and you stack them up, but it also says you can put them on the wall sideways or on a little bit of an angle so that they all kind of hang on the angle. I think I'm going to go with this way, and we'll see how many hats we can get stacked up and what that looks like. And I think I'm going to put them on this wall here, and I think I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're just going to see how that looks. And like I said, it's a temporary thing, and so for the time being, we'll use these, and we'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead, let's get these on the wall and see how it looks. Okay, so disaster has hit. The 3M pull-off sticker thingies should have left no mark, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4 areas where they did not release. And you pull them and they just broke. I don't know if it's because they've been on the wall for a while and just they dried up and became brittle and snapped, or if it was just something in those particular ones. But 3M, you did me wrong. You said no harm will come to this wall. I got 4 spots now. I got to patch and repaint. But fortunately, we are doing a refresh, so that'll make that a little easier. But for now, let's put these new hooks up on the wall and see how they work. So when I originally put on the 3M little hooks here, I already marked the wall with some pencil lines, and they're still here. So I'm going to go ahead and use these pencil lines to mark where we're going to go. But before I put anything on the wall, I just want to get an idea of how far it's going to hang down so that they don't go on top of each other. So I know now I have to go above, and I'm going to have to go probably below. So the 2 lines I have on the wall, I'll go below on this one, I'll go above on that one, and that should give me enough space between the 2 so that when they hang with a little bit of, yeah, I like that. That's good. So we're going to do that. Now, instructions say clean the wall. Already did that. And now I'm just going to pull off the backing of the adhesive, and then we're going to stick it to the wall. In the bottom, we're going to go below, and on the top, we're going to go above. So, I'm just going to press around, see how it grabs. Alright, and then for the next one, pull off the backing, and we're going to install this one on this side. There we go. Now the thing about this is it is temporary. We are planning on refreshing our room, and we're going to patch and we're going to paint. And this is just a temporary fix for what I hope will be a more permanent solution down the road as we look for a way to store my hats. Not only there's my hats, like the hats for the boys and for Amy and for Bray, we all have hats. We just need a better way of, hanging them or storing them or whatever. So this is just a temporary fix. Alright, so now we're going to put the next 2 up on top here. And yes, I am totally eyeballing this, but I am comfortable doing that. I usually am pretty good at lining things up just by eyeballing it. And again, it's only temporary, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm more so just testing out the product to see if I really like this. So let's put this last one up here. Now, I did have damage from the 3M hooks here. I'm going to try to cover some of it with this, just so it doesn't look so bad while we are out there. And it looks like I'm going to miss it. If I want to try to get them so that they're somewhat aligned up, it's not going to be able to cover it's not going to cover it perfectly, but the hats will cover that for now. Alright, there we are. 4 hooks. Let's go ahead and see how it comes together here. And I'm not going to go by any particular order, although I probably will come back and sort the hats to have certain hats hanging in certain places. But for now, I'm just going to put the hats up so we can see what it looks like. Alright, so there you have it. So far, so good. Here, let me push the camera back here a little bit here. 4 hooks. All those hats are up on here. So, for the most part, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then my other big hat there, 6. I've got about 6 or 7 on that one. Another 6 on this one here. And then another 5 on this one. And like I said, I still have a couple of hats in the truck, and I have a couple of hats in our mudroom hanging up. So that's not a bad deal. I'll tell you what, it certainly looks better than what I had before. And installation-wise, I mean, yeah, you pull the sticky off the back, and up on the wall it goes. And I kind of like it. So it looks good. Looks much better than what it was before. And I think that's going to do it for now. I think it's going to be a good fix until we finally come into the bedroom here and give it a refresh, update our closets, and then maybe I'll have a better system for storing my hats then. Who knows? They may even move out to the mudroom. I don't know. But I like this so far, and so we'll leave it up on the wall a little while and see how it all goes. And maybe if you have any questions, go ahead and hit me in the comments below. But if you want to try out these hooks, I will give you the name of the company. And like I said, I got them on Amazon. They were actually really affordable. I think it was like 4 hooks for $10 or something like that. So I'll put up the link down below. I'll also put it on my socials as a great way of getting your hats stowed away. And there you go. So another quick DIY project here for you. Hat hooks. Works great, like it, and we're going to go with it. So, if you enjoyed this video, you want to know about the hooks, check the description below. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Ring that bell so that you know every time that we put a new video up, you are notified, and you can come and you can see what's happening here in the Life in the Higham house. Because we have a bunch of things going on. We're doing DIYs, we're doing homesteading, we're raising chickens and ducks. We are doing a massive, well, not a massive, we're doing a pretty good garden this year. I'm really happy about that. We're doing family adventures, we're doing all sorts of stuff, and we're sharing it with you right here on the channel. Trying to grow our channel, connect with more of you, and give you guys exciting and helpful content for you and your family. That's what Life in the Higham house is really all about. Just encouraging family, having fun with family, and taking care of your home. So go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you're following us on our socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Look us up, Life in the Higham house. You'll find us there, and just follow along, because we post pictures of what we're doing, things that we're doing, places that we're exploring, and all those good things. We would love to have you be a part of our online community there. So there you have it. LifeInTheHigham.com, Life in the Higham House on your socials, and this you're watching is on YouTube, and this is Life in the Higham House. We're so glad you're watching. Love you guys. Make sure you join us for another episode coming up here shortly, and until then, we'll see you next time.